Now let's talk about music distribution. So if you don't know yet, to get your music on Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, TikTok, and so on, you need to have a distribution. So a website that will handle all of this process. You cannot upload the track directly on Spotify. There are many distribution websites. I will talk about mine, which is called Triple Point. It's not the most famous one. You can also check for DistroKid or TuneCore. True story, I've been using Triple Point for my label for a couple of years now. I started with them because it's free to use. They only take a percentage on your profits. Now they are at 20% per month. It's a good option if you just started music, you don't have any tracks distributed to platforms, because you don't have to pay anything, which is cool. But at some point, if you start making like 50 euros or a couple of hundred of euros, and they charge you 20% per month for this, then you will end up paying way more than TuneCore or DistroKid. I also use TuneCore for my own artist career, and TuneCore is like 25 euros per year, and you get 100% of your royalties. So it's pretty cheap. If you do like 200 euros on Triple Point a month, then they will charge 20% from this. It's going to be 40 euros, which is a lot. That's why Triple Point is a good option to start with. But at some point, if you start making money from your music, then you will want to switch to DistroKid or TuneCore. But if you have money, just buy the subscription for TuneCore or DistroKid or whatever. One thing I like about Triple Point, the customer service is pretty efficient. They reply in a day, I think. With TuneCore, if you get the cheapest subscription, then they usually answer in 3 or 4 days, which can be annoying if you release a track on Friday and then you have an issue and you want to contact the distribution, and you have to wait like until Monday or Tuesday to get the issue fixed, which is pretty annoying. With Triple Point, it's going to be way faster, so it's pretty cool for that. Just remember to be careful and check if your distribution has the TikTok distribution enabled, because you want your tracks to be distributed on TikTok as well, because you want people to use your tracks in their videos so that it's kind of free promo, and if one video gets viral, then your track will probably get viral, which is pretty cool. And that's how a lot of tracks get viral nowadays. It's mainly because of TikTok. If you don't know yet, on TikTok you can only have 1 minute, so you don't have the whole song. So you need to be careful that on your distribution website you can choose where to start this 1 minute, and usually you want to start this 1 minute right before the main drop or the main hook or whatever, but you want the most intense part of the song to be distributed on TikTok. So yeah, just be careful about that. Pick any distribution you want. They are pretty much the same process. I will show you the process with Triple Point now, but remember that it's going to be pretty much the same with all distributions. So let's go on Triple Point. So you will have to look for this website, Triple Point Music. Then you click here on distro, and you will have to create an account and set up everything. So I will quickly show you the platform first. So you have a couple of tools on this website. I won't get into much details because I only use the distribution tool. Find here all your releases, then the sales estimates, the money you're earning with your tracks. And then statements is where you can request a payment. So you will have payments every month. To request a payment, you need to go at the bottom and click on payment requests. I only use payments via PayPal. I don't know if you can use something else. Probably you can just enter some kind of bank details and get your money directly on your bank account. Obviously, we're talking about business and money, so you have some legal information to provide. And now I will show you how to add a new release. So how to distribute your track to every single streaming platform. So you'll go on distribution, then releases, then add new release, and you want to start with blank release. So I will show you the example with an EP, because it's a bit more tricky than a single, but it's basically the same stuff. So I will select EP. Here you have to enter catalog number. So if you don't know what's a catalog number, it's a unique release ID, typically 3 letters. You can really choose whatever you want. It's not only 3 letters. You can choose like for example, coalition 1 or 2 or whatever, but it is mandatory, so you need to find something. Then this you can skip. Release artist, so you put your name, here the name of the EP. Then the artwork, so you need to have an artwork with these requirements. We've seen the same requirements in Bandcamp. I showed you how to use this website called Photopea to have a larger artwork if you need. Then you can select release dates. You need to distribute your track a couple of weeks before the release. The website first needs to process the track, and then it needs to send it to the streaming platforms. Then the streaming platforms need to process the track again. So it takes a couple of days and weeks. So I would recommend to send your track a month in advance. The best would be like six weeks in advance. It would be also very, very useful to send it in advance regarding Spotify pitch. So we will get into this topic in the Spotify part. Prepare all your releases at least 3-4 weeks in advance. The ideal is 6 weeks to me. If you're in a rush because of some stuff, you can still upload the track like 2 weeks in advance, just so you know that it will still be online on platforms, but you won't be able to pitch it to Spotify, and you won't have much time to promote it beforehand. Platforms won't have much time to process it, so they won't have much time to categorize the track, do stuff like that. So it's still doable to send your track 2 weeks in advance, but I will never recommend that. So here you can click on Add Release. So you land on this page. First thing you need to do is to add a track here. Then you need to upload your track. You need to have WAV, FLAC formats, and this is mandatory to meet these requirements. So if your track is not in this format, you need to use your DAW to re-export it with this correct format. You can also use this little tool called Audacity. You just drag and drop your track on the tool. Then you need to check here that the project rate is 44,100 here. Then you go to File, Export as WAV, and be sure to select 16-bit here, and then your track will be in the correct format. So you upload the track. So whenever the first track of the EP is ready, you can scroll down and add the first track name. Mix, you can leave it blank. EDM genre, you can look for whatever you want. Then you can custom the genre if you need. Be sure to write your name as copyright holder. Here we have seen before, this is the ISRC. You will need it for pre-save links in Hyped. So you can just leave it as auto, and then whenever your track will be confirmed to be released, you can go back on Triple Point and get the number here. And this you can leave it blank. Here we have a very important part. This is the TikTok preview. You have to remember that on TikTok, only 1 minute of the track is distributed. So as they say, set the start time of the 60 seconds TikTok preview. You have to select the most impactful moment of the track to be distributed on TikTok. Set the start time at around 10 or 15 seconds before the main drop. So if the main drop is happening at 60 seconds, I would recommend to write down like 45 seconds, and then you will fill in the artist information here. Click on Add Clients. Here you can select a client. So if it's only you will just select your name here. If it's the first time you are releasing a new track, you can create a new artist. Then you can select like primary artist, enter new alias, and then you can write your name down. Same here. Then here you will have to link Spotify, Apple. I recommend to never link a SoundCloud profile. You would probably need to contact Triple Point by email and to tell them to remove SoundCloud distribution. If you select that and Triple Point is distributing on SoundCloud, then you won't have access to the track. You won't be able to edit the track, like to put a description, to put a free download link if you want. If you don't contact them, probably they will create a new SoundCloud profile with the track, which is a shame because this SoundCloud profile will have 0 followers, only 1 track, and it will be a duplicate because you will release the track on your SoundCloud profile. About Spotify and Apple Music, you will click here on edit. If you have some kind of standard artist name, I don't know, like James something, you will see that there are a lot of people named James something. So it's going to be hard to find yourself. To find yourself, you need to go on Spotify. Then you click on your artist profile, and then here on the URL you can select only these parts after the dash, because this part is artist number on Spotify, so this is unique, it's only about you. And if you copy paste this here, TriplePoint will be able to fetch you and only you. If it's the first time you are releasing a track and you don't have any Spotify profile created yet, just click on generate new profile and TriplePoint will create a new profile with only the track you are distributing. And then you will need to claim your Spotify artist page. Here you can like claim your artist profile, it's pretty easy. But you need to wait for the profile to be created for sure. And same for Apple Music, you click on edit, and exactly the same. If you don't find yourself, you can copy paste this number. This is the same as Spotify, it's your unique number. You paste it here and TriplePoint will find you. If you don't have any Apple Music profile, you can generate a new one here. Scroll down and here you will have to fill in the information about the artist. So the artist name, the role you can just select musician, production role just producer, composition role composer. Yeah, here you need to enter the full legal name, and this you can just select yes or no, whatever you want. It's really not important here. TriplePoint is not splitting the royalties. You have to do that. So if you are releasing a track in collaboration with someone else and you are in charge of the distribution, you need to send the money to the other person. TriplePoint won't do that. Whenever you are done with that, you can click on save changes and your first track of the EP will be done. Now you need to add another track here and you will go through the same process. If you need to rearrange the order, you can click on these arrows here. Whenever it's done, you will have this message. So this release is now ready. You can click on edit release and scroll down, just check if everything is okay. You don't have to re-upload the artwork. I don't know why they are not showing the artwork here, but if you have done it once, it's gonna be okay. Click on distribute release. Again, if you need some help about that, because maybe I was a bit fast on some details or whatever, we can have a call, or you can send all your questions at the end of the courses.